what's up everybody, it's Firemace here and welcome back to the channel, guys. And yeah, welcome to some more Scum. And today I'm going to continue the tips and tricks series. We're going to go into part 4, and in part 4 I want to talk about your metabolism and basically how it impacts your stats that you have, your attribute points like strength, dexterity, constitution and intellect. And yeah, just give you a little bit of information on how you can manage your character's metabolism. First things first, the best way to manage your water is to drink water every time that you come across a water source. So these taps, you can obviously drink from them. If you find a tap or a river or any form of liquids, really, it will help your water to go up. And basically what I do is every time that I come across a water source, I would just drink like 3 drinks of water. I just want to make sure that I can handle 3 drinks of water without throwing up. Alright, so I'm going to have 3 drinks of water, and that's going to be enough. And the next time that I come across a water source, I'll just drink 3 more drinks of water. And basically I've never struggled with my water count on my character ever. I just make sure that I always drink some water when I come across a water source. Alright. So now that we've had some water, let's quickly get into the metabolism screen. I've come to this little town here in C2. In the previous video we looted the C2 bunker, and it was just a little short trip down here to get to this town. Now, into the metabolism screen. Obviously this screen is really overwhelming when you open it up, and especially if you're a new player. And I think there's a few people that have played the game for a long time that also don't really understand what is going on here. But this screen is important, alright? What you eat is going to impact how your character performs. You built a character with the idea of doing something. You allocated points into your attributes the way you wanted them, and you would like to keep those points at least at what they were when you created your character. Alright, so there's a bunch of stuff here, and I'm going to try and show you what is the important things to look at. If you look currently at my character, you'll see that I only regain stamina to 97%, and my energy is 0%. Alright, so the reason why that is happening is because of my calorie balance count at the top right of the screen over here, where the mouse pointer is now. And basically what is happening is you want to have this value a positive number. You want to intake more calories than what you burn, but you don't want to have this number too high. So you want it positive, but you don't want it like positive 17,000. If you do that, your character is going to start to gain weight. And as you gain weight, you will lose points and stuff like constitution and dexterity. And you really don't want to do that. We already started by not allocating a lot of points into our dexterity, so we really don't want to lose any dexterity. And in fact, if it's possible for us, we would like to gain dexterity and constitution as much as possible. We also don't want to lose any strength. Our strength, we allocated 5 points to it, so we can't really gain any more strength, but we really don't want to lose any strength. Alright, now I'm still a little confused about how to keep your strength stable. I've been trying to figure it out, but what I have noticed is as long as you have a good protein balance in your diet, your strength will be pretty stable. And it will remain pretty stable as long as you have a good protein balance in your diet. There are different types of food in the game. Obviously, some will give you more calories than others. And I cannot go through this entire list of basically if you eat this, you're going to get this much protein, this much water, this much calories, and what. However, there is somebody that did this research for us already. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link to his guide in the description below. It's not my guide. The person that created it is called QC. And he wrote a guide on Steam. And I really highly recommend, if you really want to know about how foods are going to impact your character, what you eat is going to give you what, then I highly suggest that you go read his guide. All credit for the guide goes to QC. I didn't have any input in this. It is something that I came across by trying to figure out what I can eat and to lose weight, not gain any more fat values, etc., etc. Because on my main character, my stats just look horrible. I have like thousands of values of percentages of fat and 1,000 percentages of saturated fat and all of that. So this video is not going to be long. I'm not going to delve into too much detail on what each specific food gives you. Alright, so check the link in the description below. Go check out QC's guide. It is very detailed. It covers every single type of food that you can get, and you can refer to it. So if you want to get vitamin E, you can go and check on his guide. You'll see there is a little menu to the right, an index, and there is something called what was it called again? Between basic and advanced, not in game yet. Okay, so images of target vitamins and minerals is in his guide, and basically if you want like vitamin E, like I said, you can just scroll down the list and look at what foods are going to give you the highest values of vitamin E, and then you can try to find those type of foods in game and then try to eat them. If you can get vitamin pills in game, which I did manage to find already, you'll see that you can eat some of these vitamin pills. Unfortunately, the vitamin pills do not cover all the vitamins in the game, alright? But you can eat like 2 tablets and see how it impacts your vitamin stats, and then decide, basically then see which vitamins you're still running short on, and then go and try to find those vitamins in QZ's list, and then go and look for those type of food types. What I can tell you is that if you're running through the jungle, currently there are no poisonous mushrooms in the game yet. There's going to be, I think, 5 or 6 types of mushrooms that are going to be poisonous, but for now there are no poisonous mushrooms. So basically just eat all the mushrooms that you come across, and your vitamins are going to look really, really good. The only thing that they don't really cover, I think, is vitamin E, but if you can get some vegetable oil, you can drink like 3 gulps of vegetable oil, and it'll sort your vitamin E out real quick. So alright, back to some stats. So strength is, like I said, impacted by your protein. If you have protein deficiency, you're definitely going to start losing strength. Your constitution and your dexterity is actually impacted by your BFP, your body fat percentage, and your storage fat. Now, what I have noticed by playing the game a bit is that as long as my storage fat is below 5 kgs with the current build that I'm running, alright, so this might differ if you build a different type of character, I'm not sure, but with my character that I'm running, alright, so if you look at my character creation video, which is part 1, the character that I built and designed in that video, as long as I have below 5 kgs of storage fat, I gain constitution and dexterity, which is obviously beneficial for my character. As long as my protein is nice and high, I don't lose strength on my character. Alright, so if you see that you're starting to lose a lot of dexterity and constitution, start looking at your storage fat. I've noticed that at like 20%, so roughly 10 kgs and above of storage fat, I start losing constitution and dexterity because my character is getting overweight. Alright, so calorie count is the thing that we're going to look at next. You really want to get your calorie count positive. You can do this by eating anything that you eat in game will give you calories. Some things will give you better calories than others. Another thing that is really good at giving you calories is alcohol, but don't overdo it. I'm not talking about drinking a whole bottle of alcohol because, for example, absinthe, if you drink a whole bottle of absinthe, it will kill your character. You'll pass out, you'll not wake up, and I think it's about 15 to 20 minutes, your character will die. You'll see that there's different types of food, obviously, that you can get. You can get fruits and vegetables. In the wild as well, there'll be berry trees, apple trees, pear trees, there'll be grapes, corn, broccoli, every single type of vegetable basically is available in the game. So these are obviously food sources that are natural. You can pick them off of the trees or pick them off of the crops themselves. Then you'll get animal products, for example, pork steak, which I got from killing a pig earlier. You'll also get mushrooms that you can pick. Like I said, this is going to be one of the poisonous mushrooms in the future. The yellow one, the one that looks like this but is yellow, will not be poisonous. So I'm just going to chow this down now to show you that it doesn't make me sick. Like I said, it's not implemented in the game yet. You'll see that it's not affecting my character in a negative way currently, and it is going to help to boost my vitamins as well. I think specifically stuff like vitamin B5 will benefit a lot from the mushrooms. I can see that my vitamin D is also going up from it. Different mushrooms will have different values, but mushrooms are really good for your vitamins, so I really do suggest you keep eating them as much as you get over. Alright, so let's look at a quick couple of things. That, let's say I want to gain protein, obviously then eating meat is going to be the best way to do this. And if you eat a skewered meat, so if you make your own food, we're going to go into crafting. We're going to craft a small skewer with meat, and it'll pop into our vicinity when we're done making it. There we go. And then you go to this, you make sure both the fire and the skewer is both selected red. Right click on the fire, click on cook, and it will then cook the meat for you. And once the meat is cooked, this will give me 308% protein. Where is it now? It'll give me 308% protein, and it will also give me 1100 odd calories if I eat the entire skewer. Alright, I'm not going to eat the entire skewer now because it does fill up my stomach volume quite a lot, and I want to focus on some of the other foods that are available in my inventory as well. Alright, so that's a good way. So let's say that I want to gain carbs. I can eat crisps for carbs. Obviously that is not a healthy carb, it's an unhealthy carb. The same with the cheeseburger MRE will give me some carbs as well. The chocolate toasted pastries will definitely give me some carbs as well. But like I said, these are not healthy type of carbs. If you really want healthy types of carbs, you got to look at things like potatoes and corn and stuff like that. Rather eat that to get a healthy type of carbs in it. But this will definitely grant me some carbs. So I'm gonna eat all of this bag of crisps quickly. Your stomach volume, you need to watch it when you, especially if you select the eat all option. Basically, if this goes over 115% roughly, your character will vomit. So I'm gonna stop him when he reaches 100%, and then all of a sudden it just stopped way too soon. I'm gonna eat one more portion, and it's gonna take me just over 100%. There we go, so 102%, and my character will now digest these crisps, and you can see immediately that the carb count for my character is starting to rise. Obviously the crisps is not going to be the best source of carbs that I can find, but it will definitely increase my carbs. It is also increasing my sugar slightly. So for carbs, things like potato chips and potatoes and corn and stuff like that is absolutely what you're looking for. I'm going to put that in my inventory back again. And then we're going to look at fats and saturated fats that you'll basically get from anything that you eat. There is very few food types in the game currently that doesn't give you at least small percentages of fat and saturated fat. So you're definitely going to gain some fat and saturated fat from anything that you eat. You'll see that currently it is climbing. Alright. So for fiber, once again, you can get different types of fiber, but basically eating any type of vegetable or plant type like mushrooms and stuff like that will help your fiber to climb. So for proteins you want meat, for fiber you want plant types. Alright, water, we've covered already how to get water in. So let's have a look at sugar. There are obviously different ways to get sugar as well. Watermelon is a very good source of sugar. Mangoes are a good source of sugar. Grapes are a good source of sugar. And then obviously if you can find stuff that are naturally sweet in game, like these chocolate toasted pastries, the chocolate bars are obviously also a good source. of sugar, and then these sodas. Alright, caramel soda, the normal soda, the orange soda, all of this will contain sugar. Also the peach compote will contain a lot of sugar, so you can eat these types of food to boost your sugar. I just want to have a quick look here because I obviously can't eat too much without throwing up. So I'm basically going to eat the chocolate bar. I'm going to say eat all, and you will see that it definitely helps my sugar to go up. Let's just get it in first. There we go. So that is now helping my sugar rise, and you'll see that it rises kind of quickly. The same with the caramel soda. I'm going to say drink all for now, and then I'll just cancel it when my character gets too full. We want to watch our intestine volume as well. I think your intestine volume, if it gets above 75%, your character will get diarrhea, and you'll lose a lot of the values of the things that are busy digesting in your system. So you don't really want to get to the point where you get diarrhea. Alright, but you can see from basically what we've done so far, we've ate some vitamin pills, and we've consumed a few different types of food. We have the mushroom going here, the chocolate, we still have the chips as well. That was the other mushroom that I ate, some small skewer with meat that I ate before I started to make this video. I also ate a raw pork steak. That's the other thing, you can still eat raw meat without it impacting your character negatively at the moment. And you'll see that my minerals and my vitamins are going up. Some of them are going up a little slower than others, but like I said, if you really run into a problem with a specific type of vitamin or mineral, please go and check the link in the description, go to QC's guide and see what you need to get that going. But basically from what I've eaten so far, you can see that my calories are climbing really quickly, and my calorie balance has now gone into a positive. So if I quickly jump over into my character's normal screen, you'll see that I have full stamina and that my energy has gone to 100%. So because I'm digesting all of this, I'm not going to force my character to eat anything else. I want to see where my calorie balance is going to end now. So the whole digestive system has to take place first, and I can see what my calorie balance is going to be, and then I can just try to keep it in a positive, and hopefully, you know, get full stamina and full stamina regen as I move around the map. So yeah, so like I said, let's go and have a quick look now at all the important stats that you need to look at in your metabolism screen. Alright, you need to keep a close eye on your body fat percentage, your BFB. You need to keep a close look on your storage fat, because that impacts your BFB directly. Having a very high calorie count, calorie balance in positive, will also make your character gain weight, which means your storage fat percentage will go up. So you want to really have keep that under control. Alright. Some other stats that are really important on the right hand side here, as you can see now, currently I have a nice balanced diet. I've consumed 32% fat, I've consumed 34% carbs, and I have consumed 34% protein. So it's nice and balanced, and as long as I can keep it nice and balanced, my character will not lose strength, I will gain constitution, and I will gain dexterity. Currently in game, there is no way to increase your intellect, so there is no way to do that currently, so that's not a stat that you have to worry about. Obviously, just don't lose intellect, and I believe the only way to lose the intellect is through physical injuries. And I believe one of the it's either hypothermia or hyperthermia. If you get it in advanced phases like phase 2 or 3, it will also impact your stats really badly. In fact, I believe the only way to help yourself if you get hyperthermia stage 2 or 3 now currently is to kill your character and just respawn, basically start from scratch. Alright, then at the calorie counts on the right hand side here, there are 4 stats over here that you need to have a look at. The one is your idle calories. If you are standing still doing nothing, my character will currently burn 95.6% calories per in-game hour. If I jog, I will burn 425. If I walk, I will burn 425. If I jog, I will burn 1156, and if I sprint, I will burn 2101. So this is something that you need to keep in mind when you're moving. These four numbers are impacted by your activity bar here currently. So the higher the red line, the higher these values will be. You know, so if my activity goes to 80%, these numbers will obviously change. It's getting lower because I'm basically standing here doing nothing with my character. Alright. The same for your water usage. You'll see that you'll have a water balance, which is the difference between your water intake and your usage, and these stats work the same. So if I'm doing nothing, I'm gonna use 38.1 milliliters of water per in-game hour. If I walk, it will be 76.2. If I jog, it will be 238 milliliters, and if I sprint, it'll be 572 milliliters per in-game hour. Alright. Mostly you're going to jog across the map unless you find a car, and if you don't find a car, well, it's going to suck. It takes a long time to cover ground in this game if you're running. But yeah, I hope you guys find this video helpful. I hope you guys find the guide helpful, QC's guide. Really go and look it up. He really put a lot of effort into it. It is very detailed. It is really good. I really advise you guys to check it out. And yeah, if you liked the video, if it was helpful, if you find the guide helpful and all of that, please remember to drop a like on the video. If you're new and you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, share the video with your friends and your family, anybody that plays Scum, and maybe it can be helpful for them as well. And then I'll see you guys in my next video. Alright, bye.